of neutral axis within the flange, we have determined the actual depth of neutral axis. We got it as 340 mm, which is greater than depth of flange. So neutral axis lies within the web. Here we can write a sentence. Our assumption is wrong. Assumption is wrong. Here we add one more sentence here. Therefore, assumption is wrong. Okay. Now we came to know about the location of the neutral axis, that is lying in the web portion. When the depth of neutral axis lies in the web, then how to find moment of resistance? Okay, how to find moment of resistance, that I will show you. So in the theory part, it is clearly written the procedure. Here, okay, case 2. So depth, if the depth of neutral axis lies within the flange, whatever the procedure you will follow for rectangular section, no? Same procedure using this formula and using you will find moment of resistance. Okay, using this formula. If the depth of the neutral axis lies within the flange, but here in this case, it is lying in the web. If it lies in the web, here is the procedure. Okay, this procedure we have to follow. Okay. Now here we have a formula, area of cable AP is equal to APW plus APF. Okay, APW means area of pre-stressing steel required in the web portion. APF is the area of pre-stressing steel required for the flange portion. See, when the depth of neutral axis lies in the web, or when it exceeds the depth of the flange, then the reinforcement has to be provided on both web portion as well as flange portion. When this neutral axis exceeds the depth of the flange. Okay, we have to find pre-stressing steel both in the web portion and flange portion. Okay, therefore total area of pre-stressing steel is given by APW plus APF. Okay, now to get area of pre-stressing steel required for the flange portion, we have the formula. I have explained in detail about this formula, how this formula has come, right, in the first class. It is given by 0.45 FCK BF minus BW into DF by FB. Using this formula, you will get area of pre-stressing required for the flange. Okay, if you get area of pre-stressing steel required for the flange, the total area of pre-stressing steel provided will be given in the problem itself. It will be given in the problem itself. Okay, by knowing AP and APF, you will get APW. Okay, you will get APW, that is area of pre-stressing steel required for the web portion. Knowing this APW, what we will do? We will calculate the constant. We will calculate the constant, that is in the place of AP, what we will substitute? We will substitute APW. In terms of width, we will substitute width of the web. Okay, because here neutral axis lies in the web. Okay, that is why the parameters corresponding to the web only should be taken into consideration here. Okay, area of pre-stressing in the web portion, width of a web should be taken. If the neutral axis lies within the flange, then we have to take, here yesterday we have followed. Okay, we have to take width of flange here. Okay, width of flange here at the initial stage. Now what we will do? For the second case, you write below step this you call step 1. Step 2 is find this first. You write this formula first. AP is equal to APW plus APF. Okay, write this formula. See, this formula, they are not given in the code book. They are not in the code book. Okay, you need to remember this formula and this one. Okay, these two formula you need to remember. Okay, anyway, you can easily remember this one. Area of pre-stressing steel is equal to sum of area of pre-stressing steel in the web and flange. Okay, these two formula you need to remember. Okay, and here you need to make some small modification while calculating this ratio. Okay, for the table 11 and table 12. Okay, first note this formula: AP is equal to APW plus APF. You know that. You know that area of cable or pre-stressing steel is equal to AP is equal to area of pre-stressing steel in the flange portion plus area of pre-stressing steel in the wave portion. Okay, call this as equation number 1. Okay, AB, where AB is total area of pre-stressing steel is equal to area of pre-stressing steel at flange plus area of pre-stressing steel at web. Okay, so we know the formula for finding area of pre-stressing steel in the flange portion: 0.45 FCK into BF minus BW into DF by FP. That you write it. APF is equal to 0.45 FCK into width of flange minus width of web into DF divided by depth of flange divided by area of pre-stressing steel. Stress in the pre-stressing steel. Okay, FCK is equal to how much given in the problem? FCK is equal to 40 Newton per mm square. FCK. FP is 1600. FC is equal to 40 Newton per mm square. Width of flange is how much? 1200 mm. 1200 mm. Then what is it? Width of web BW is equal to 300 mm. Then depth of flange is equal to 150 mm. And stress in the steel, pre-stress in the cable is equal to 1600 Newton per mm square. One more thing, sometimes stress in the pre-stressing steel will not be given. Okay, in some cases, okay, if it is not given, remember this value. Okay, 1600. It is like a standard value only. In most of the problems, he will give this one only. So if not given in the problem, you have to assume it as 1600 Newton per mm square. Remember this. Okay. Substitute everything, you will get area of pre-stressing steel required in the flange portion: 0.45 into 40 into width of flange 1200 minus width of web 300 into 150 by 1600. How much will get? Tell me the answer, students.
1518.75 mm square.
Yes, 1518.75 mm square is the answer. Okay. Now you got area of pre-stressing steel required for the flange portion. You know what is the total area of pre-stressing steel? Okay. AP is known, that is 4700. Okay. Area pre-stressing. It is given in the problem. It is given in the problem. So substitute both in this equation, you will get APW. So equation 1 becomes APW plus 1518.75 is equal to 4700. Okay. By this we will get APW. Tell me the answer.
3181.25 mm square.
Yes. 3181.25 mm square. Okay. Now we will move on to the next step. Step 3. Step 3. So what you have to do is, considering this APW, you need to find this ratio. Okay, you need to find this ratio. Here this area becomes APW, width becomes width of web. Okay, therefore the modified ratio is below, right? Therefore the modified ratio is actual ratio given in the code book is what? I will go to the last page, table number 11. Yes, actual ratio is APFP divided by BDFCK. This is for rectangular section. Okay, whatever the formula is given, it is for rectangular section, as well as T section and I section, where the depth of the neutral axis lies within the flange. Okay, this formula. So when the depth of neutral axis lies in the web, this formula will change us to APFP by BDFCK will change us to APFP divided by BDFCK will change to what? APW into FP divided by BW BFCK. Okay. Okay. Now substitute. APW is 3181.25 into FP, stress is 1600 divided by width of F is 300 into effective depth D. How much it is? 1600. 1600 into 40. Into 40. How much? I hope everyone is understanding the problems. Okay, there is nothing difficult in these problems. A very simple procedure. Okay.
0.265.
0.265.
265.
Yes. 0.265 Now with respect to this ratio, you find XU by D as well as FPU by FP value. I'll go to this table. Here the value is 0.265. Okay, 0.265. What is the type of beam it is? Type of beam is if the beam is pre-tensioned, sorry, I went to here second problem. No? It is a pre-tensioned T section. Okay, the type of beam is pre-tensioned T section. So here we need to refer this column, pre-tensioning column. Okay, to find FPU divided by 0.87 FP and for to find XA by D, pre-tensioning column we need to refer. Okay, so for us the value of this APW, FP divided by BWD, FCK is 0.265, corresponding to the value of 0.265. You find these constants. Okay, 0.265 means it will fall between 0.525 to 0.3. Say for 0.25 this value is 1, for 0.3 also it is the same value, 1 is there. Obviously for 0.265 what will be the value? What will be the value? Yes?
1,
Zero
sir.
point
1 only. It will be 1 only. Okay. Because for 0.25 also 1, 0.3 also 1, in between it will be 1 only. It will be constant only. Okay. From table 11, page number 59, from table 11, 59 IS 1343. For APWFP divided by BWDFCK is equal to 0.25, corresponding FPU divided by 0.87 FP. FPU divided by 0.87 FP is equal to 1, and for 0.30 it is the same value, FPU divided by 0.87 FP is equal to 1. Therefore for 0.265 corresponding FPU divided by 0.87 FP will be equal to 1 only. Therefore FPU divided by 0.87 FP is known, that is 1600 is equal to 1. You will get FPU. How much you will get FPU?
Newton per mm square.
Yes, 1392 Newton per mm square. Okay. Similarly, find the next constant XU by D value for pre-tensioning. Say for 0.25 the value is 0.542 XU by D. For pre-tensioned case. For 0.25 corresponding value is 0.542. 0.542. For 0.30 corresponding value is 0.655. 0.655. But we need for 0.265. Okay, for 0.265 we need the answer. So after interpolation, XU by D value how much? Or for
0.576.
0.576. Right answer. APW. Uh, 0.576. Okay. Therefore, XU by effective depth is known, that is 1600 is equal to 0.576. By this you will get depth of neutral axis. How much?
921.6 mm.
Yes, 921.6 mm. Which means it is in web only. This assumption is correct. Now to find moment of resistance, we have the formula. Okay, I'll show that. We need to remember this formula. Okay, this one and this two, this one, two formula you need to remember. Moment of resistance is equal to FPU into APW D minus 0.42 XU plus FP APF into D minus DF divided by 2. This formula you write. Therefore, next step, step 4. Step 4, moment of resistance. Okay, MU is equal to, I'll write that formula, FPU into APW into D minus 0.42 XU plus FP APF into D minus DF divided by 2. Okay, MU is equal to, so you can see, you can remember this way. Okay, this formula, as I told, this formula has to be remembered. This formula has to be remembered. Okay, how to remember? You can interrelate. You can just compare this formula. Here you can see FPU into APW D minus 0.42 XU. Here FPU into, in place of AP, what will come? APW will come. Area of steel corresponding to web will come, D minus 0.42 XU plus extra term. Extra term, what is that? Stress in the stress in the cable multiplied by area of pre-stressing steel in the flange portion into D minus DF divided by 2. What is what this represents? D minus DF divided by 2, distance of centroid of this cable from centroid of the flange. Okay, from here to here, here to here. Okay, that distance. In this way you can remember this formula. Okay, just substitute everything. See, this third and fourth model both are very easy. Okay, you can easily understand and you can easily get full marks out of it, both the models. Okay, FPU is 1392 into APW is 3181.25. 3181.25. Effective depth 1600 minus 0.42 XU. Just now we have determined 921.6 plus FP. FP is again it is 1600. 1600 into APF, area of stressing the flange portion. At the starting we have determined na? APF, it is 1518.75. 1518.75 into 1600 minus, what is the depth of flange given? I think it is 150. Yes, it is 150. 150 divided by 2. Tell me the answer. All of you are solving?
9.076 into 10 power 9 Newton mm.
Yes. 9.076 into 10 power 9 Newton millimeter. We can rewrite this as 9076 into 10 power 6 Newton millimeter, or 9076 kilonewton meter. Okay, this is the final answer. Moment of resistance of the given T section. Okay, or the flexible strength. Is it understood, students? Is it understood?
Yes, sir.
So if you have any doubts, you can ask. I request all the students to solve the problem. Don't simply listen to the lecture. Okay, when you solve it, then only you will become perfect. Okay, if you have any doubts, you can ask with respect to this problem. Or else I will move to the next one. Okay, we will move on to the next problem. Third one. Read the next problem. It is on double T section. I have read the next problem. Take 2 minutes time.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning, madam.
Class is going on.
Yes, madam, going on. Given 2 minutes time to take the problem. Just now I solved the previous problem.
You can read out the problem, sir.
Yes, madam. A symmetrical double T section has a flange width of 1200 mm and 140 mm thick. The overall depth of the beam is 1700 mm. Thickness of each rib is 150 mm. A double T section is given in the problem. Width of the flange is 1200 mm and thickness of flange is given as 140 mm. Overall depth of the beam is given as 1700 mm. And thickness of the rib is 150 mm. You need to write two webs, as it is said it is a double T section, and mention width of the web as 150 mm. The member is pre-stressed with an effective pre-stressing force of 7500 kilonewton. Pre-stressing force is given through the cables located at a distance of 150 mm from the soffit. The location of the cable is 150 mm from the soffit of the beam. The characteristic strength of the concrete is given, and it is said that grouting is 100% effective. Whatever the ducts will be there, whenever the pre-stressing steel is placed in the ducts, the duct is filled with grout with 100% effective grout. It will be filled, which means that it is a bonded pre-stress member. We need to refer the table of bonded pre-stress member table. We have to find ultimate moment of resistance of the section using ES1343. I hope everyone written the problem. Is it over, students?
No, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes?
Sir.
Okay, we'll start solving the problem. Write the diagram as well. So as per the data given, I have written the diagram. Write the figure as well. See, in the problem, the overall depth of the beam is given and location of the pre-stressing steel from the soffit is given. Okay. So using these two data, you can find the effective depth, right? Effective depth will be total overall depth, the 1700 minus distance of center of the cable from the soffit will give effective depth. That I have mentioned in the figure. Just deduct 150 mm by 1700 mm, you will get 1150 mm.
Sir?
Ma'am,
Sir, which is the CO you are covering, sir? Which course
ma'am,
outcome?
this is third CO. So
Ah.
after successful learning of this particular model, the students will be able to analyze a pre-stressed beam, and they will be able to design a pre-tensioned pre-stressed concrete beam.
Okay. What is the knowledge level, sir?
Knowledge level, it will come for apply level, madam. K3 level it will come.
Okay, sir.
Okay. Over, students, have you written the figure?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
So first you write the given data. Okay. Geometric properties, they are already written in the figure. Other than geometric properties, what are the other data given that you write here? You go through it once again. A symmetric double T section has a flange width of 1200 mm. Here it is mentioned, and 140 mm thick. The overall depth of the beam is 1700 mm. It is also mentioned. Thickness of the rib is given. It is a double T section. I have written the double T section figure. So there are two webs, okay, having width of 150 mm. The member is pre-stressed with an effective pre-stressing force of 7500 kN, that you write here. Pre-stressing force is equal to, how much it is? 7500 kilonewton. Which is nothing but 7500 into 10 power 3 Newton. Through the cables located at a distance of 150 mm from the soffit. Okay, the cables are located at a distance of 150 mm from the soffit. Characteristic strength of this concrete is given. FCK is equal to 40 Newton per mm square.
So further you can zoom it, sir. You can zoom the page
Okay.
to the full window width.
Okay. Now is it visible, students, properly?
Even to the full window width, sir, you can zoom it so that you will get enough space.
Nice one. 40 Newton per mm square, assuming that grouting is 100% effective. Okay, grouting is 100% effective means what? Here the duct is filled with grout. Okay, it is a pre-stressed member with effective bond. Okay, you have to refer table 11. Okay, to find the ultimate resistance of the section. Okay, students, below you write it. Grouting is 100% effective means grouting is 100% effective.
Dear students, do you have any issue with the subject? Dear students.
No, ma'am.
No, ma'am.
Okay, it's very
No,
clear,
ma'am.
I think. It's very clear. You're following it. Yes? You can
Yes,
assure.
ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, very good. You can assure me 100% result?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes? Only
Yes,
one
ma'am.
is. There
Yes,
is a
ma'am.
class strength of 84, right?
Yes, ma'am.
But
Yes, ma'am.
Ma'am.
very good. Very good. But 84 students should be there, but instead I got only 69. 69 are available. Who is the CR? Class CR?
Yes, ma'am.
Asha?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, fine. Is there any issue, Asha? Let me know, or the students may text you later. Okay. Otherwise, I have to expect 100% result from your this subject. 100%
Yes, ma'am. Will.
everyone clear. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
I think it's very clear. What is sir is presenting is very clear to you all. Okay. Wish you all the best. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. So 100% effective grouting means it is understood that student it is a bonded pre-stress member. It is a bonded member. Okay, and bonded member with the pre-tensioning or post-tensioning. Where we will do the grouting? Case of pre-tensioning or post-tensioning?
Post it.
Yes, post-tensioning. Hey, mute the audio. Who's that? Mute the audio. Srinivas. 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 ಅವನಿಗೆ ಫೋನ್ ಮಾಡ್ರಪ್ಪ ಯಾವನವ್ರ someone call him and tell him. Okay, see here in this problem, students, the FP is not given. Okay, the stress in the tendon or stress in the cable is not given. You need to assume. Okay, you need to assume. See, pre-stressing force is given. Pre-stressing force is given, and the area of pre-tensioning steel is not given. Okay, it is not given in the problem. To find area of pre-tension, area of pre-stressing steel, you need two things. One is stress. Okay, one is stress, another one is pre-stressing force. Okay, pre-stressing force is known, that is 7500 kilonewton. Pre-stressing force by using pre-stressing force and as well as the stress in the steel, you can find area required. Okay, so assume it. Okay, assume it as 1600 Newton per mm square. Assume Fp is equal to 1600 Newton per mm square. Okay, as I said, sometimes this value will not be given. If it is not given, you need to assume it as 1600 Newton per mm square. You can see that in both previous problems, the Fp is given as 1600 only. If it is not given, you have to assume it. Remember this value. Okay. So by knowing stress and the force, you can find the area required. Okay, stress is equal to force by area. Therefore, area of pre-stressing steel required is equal to, therefore, area of pre-stressing steel required is equal to AP is equal to FP divided by force P divided by FP. Okay. So AP is equal to, force is how much? 7500 into 10 power 3 divided by stress is 1600. By this we will get the area of pre-stressing steel required. Tell me the answer.
4, 6, 8, and 5 mm square.
Yes, 4, 6, 8, 7.5 mm square. Okay. Now what next? What next? To find the moment of resistance. To find the moment of resistance, we should know location of the neutral axis. We should know the depth of neutral axis. For that, we have to assume some case. Okay. Either we have to assume depth of neutral axis lies within the flange or depth of neutral axis lies within the web. Okay. Anyone you assume, okay, then you find the depth of neutral axis. If the depth of neutral axis which is determined by some assumption, if it is holds good, then we can proceed with the moment of resistance. Otherwise, we need to assume in other way. Okay, suppose if you have assumed depth of neutral axis in the flange, then you need to assume the depth of neutral axis in the web, and then you need to find the moment of resistance. Okay. Now what I will do is I will assume depth of neutral axis in the web only. Okay, in the web portion only I will assume. And one more hint I will give you. See here you can see what is the depth of the beam? 1700 mm, right? And depth of flange you can see 140 mm. So when the beam has got so much of depth, then obviously there is a chance of lying of depth of neutral axis in the web portion. That is why what I will do is I will assume neutral axis in the web only. Okay, I will assume neutral axis in the web only. No problem even if you assume it in the flange portion. Anyone you can assume. Okay. Like this you can make a guess and you can assume. Okay. Otherwise first you assume depth of neutral axis in the flange as we assumed in the previous problem. Okay. First assume in the flange, find the neutral axis, compare. Okay. If it comes within the flange, then proceed for the moment of resistance. Otherwise we need to follow the second method like this. Okay. So for this problem what I will do, I will assume depth of neutral axis within the web only. Okay. Step 2. Assume neutral axis lies within web. Okay. Within web means depth of neutral axis is greater than depth of flange. Okay, that is the meaning, right? Depth of neutral axis is greater than depth of flange. Okay. So we have assumed the second case. We have assumed the second case. Whatever the procedure is there for second case, that you follow here. Okay. First you find the area of pre-stressing steel required for the flange. Okay. First you write this formula. We know that area of cable is equal to, we know that AP is equal to APF plus APW. Okay. We know the formula for APF is equal to 0.45 FCK into DF divided by FP. Okay. FCK is how much given in the problem? FCK is equal to, it is given as 40 Newton per mm square. width of flange is equal to 1200 mm. Then width of web is how much? Here very important thing, students. Here width of web is equal to, actual width of web is 150 mm, but there are two webs. There are two webs, so it is 150 into 2, that is 300 mm. Okay, two number of webs, don't forget. Okay, this is important. There are two webs, so total width of the web will be 150 into 2. 300 mm is the total width of the web. Okay, thickness of the flange, or the depth of the flange is how much? It is given as 140 mm. It is given as 140 mm. And FP, stress in the steel, what we have assumed? We have assumed it as 1600 Newton per mm square. 1600 Newton per mm square. Substitute everything, you will get area of pre-stressing required in the pre-stressing steel required in the flange. APF is equal to 0.45 into FCK is 40 into width of flange 1200 minus width of web 300 into DF by FP into 140 divided by 1600. What is the value, students, here? APF? Tell me the value.
1417.5, sir.
Yes, 1417.5 mm square. Okay, area of pre-stressing steel in the flange portion. Now what you do is, AP, total area of pre-stressing steel is known, APF is known, APW you will get. Okay, you will get APW. Using this APW, find the constant here from table 11. Okay, find the constant here. It is post tension case. For post tension case, find this XU by D value. Okay, XU by D is equal to, you will get some constant, then you will get XU. Okay, then compare that XU, that is neutral axis, depth of neutral axis, whether it is in the flange or the web. If it comes in the flange, then proceed with this formula. Proceed with this formula. Okay, as we have followed for the previous problem. Okay, proceed with this formula and find the moment of resistance. Okay, students, keep doing. I will join back in another 10 to 15 minutes. I got meeting. Okay, I got for a meeting. I will join back in 15 minutes. Okay, keep doing. Keep doing. Okay, now I will exit. Keep doing. I will join back. Okay, keep doing and tell me the answer. Okay, thank you. Okay, did you complete the calculation, students? Anyone completed? Anyone got the answer? You can tell me.
Sir, it's
Yes, yes.
8128 kilonewton meter, sir.
I'll just check it out. Yes, how much you told? 81?
28 kilonewton meter.
Yes, yes, right answer. 8128 kilonewton meter is the answer. Right answer it is. Okay. Now, we got the area pre-stressing steel required for the flange part. So we know that AP is equal to APW plus APF. Okay. Total area of pre-stressing steel is known. It is how much? 4687.5. Okay. 4687.5 is equal to APW plus APF is 1417.5. By this you will get APW how much? Tell me. Tell me the answer. ಯಾರು ಇವಾಗ ಆನ್ಸರ್ ಹೇಳಿದ್ದು? ಆಶಾನಾ? Final answer.
3270 mm square, sir.
How much?
3270 mm square.
Okay.
270.
Okay. 3270 mm square is the area of pre-stressing steel in the web portion. Okay. Moving on to the next step. Step 2. That is modified ratio. Okay. So actual ratio given in the code book is APFP divided by VDFCK. APFP divided by VDFCK. It will become APW FP divided by BWD into FCK. Okay. So this is the modified ratio you have to find. So APW is 3270. FP we have assumed it as 1600 divided by width of FB is how much? It is 300. Okay, 2 times the thickness of the flange, 300 mm. 300 into effective depth is 1550. Okay, here we can write a small calculation. D is equal to 1700 minus 150 is equal to 1550 mm. Okay, it is not given. You need to calculate. Okay, 150 is given and total 1700 is given. So here it is 1150. 1150. Grade of concrete, how much it is given? 40. Okay. What is the ratio you will get?
0.28, sir.
Yes, 0.28 is the ratio you will get. Now go to the table 11. Table 11. Okay. And for post tensioning, you need to find XU by D and FPU divided by 0.87 FP. First you find XU by D, then check for the neutral axis. If it holds good, then you find FPU by 0.87 FP. Okay. Here the ratio which we got is 0.28, corresponding to the ratio of 0.28. For 0.25 the value is known, XU by D value. 0.3 is known. For 0.8 you need to find it. Okay. From table 11 here you write. From table 11 we will find XU by D. Okay, XU by D. The case we have to refer is post tensioned case. Okay, here I'll write it as post tensioning. Post tensioning. Okay. Now for 0.25 XU by D, corresponding XU by D is for post tensioning it is 0.488. Okay, 0.488, and for 0.3 it is 0.558. I'll write here 0.488. For 0.3 it is 0.558. Okay, but we want it for 0.28. Okay, we want it for 0.28. So after interpolation, XU by D is equal to, what is the value after interpolation?
0.531.
Is 0.53. Therefore, XU by effective depth is 1150 into 0.53. Tell me the answer.
821.5 mm, sir.
821.5 mm. Okay, you compare this depth of neutral axis to that of depth of flange. Depth of flange is only 140 mm. Depth of neutral axis is 821.5 mm. So the neutral axis lies in the web. Our assumption is correct. Okay, as I said here, whenever the depth is given more, see 1700 means it is higher depth only. Okay, when the depth of T beam or the I beam given is more, then definitely neutral axis will be lying in the web only, because this depth we are going to multiply with the constant. Okay, higher this value, higher will be the XU value. That is why on that basis what I assumed is neutral axis lies in the web. Okay, so which is greater than depth of flange, hence assumption is correct. Is correct. That is, neutral axis lies in the web. Okay, neutral axis lies in the web. Okay, now you can find the FPU, corresponding FPU value. Refer this post-tensioned case. See, for 0.25 the value is 0.9, for 0.3 value is 0.85. Right here from table 11, we will find FPU divided by 0.87 FP for post-tensioning case. For post-tensioning case. Okay, for 0.25 we know the value. For 0.25 it is 0.90, 0.3, 0.85. 0.90. For 0.3 it is 0.85. Then we want the value corresponding to 0.28, right? So do the interpolation. After interpolation, FPU divided by 0.87 FP. 0.87 FP is equal to, what is the value? If you do the interpolation,
0.87, sir.
yes, 0.87.
0.87.
Yes, 0.87. So FPU divided by 0.87 into 1600 is equal to 0.87. By this we will get FPU value. How much?
1211.01.
Okay, 1211.01. Okay, you can round it up to 11 Newton per mm square. Okay, coming to the last step, moment of resistance, step 3. Moment of resistance we have the formula. MR is equal to M, that is ultimate moment of resistance, is equal to FPU into APW into D minus 0.42 XU plus FP into APF into D minus DF divided by 2. Therefore, moment of resistance ME is equal to FPU is 1211 into APW is 3270. 3270, effective depth is 1150 minus 0.42 into XU is 821.5 mm, 821.5 plus FP is we assumed it as 1600 into what is the APF, area of pre-stressing steel in the flange portion, 1417.5, 1417.5 into 1550 minus depth of flange is 150 divided by 2.
140, sir.
Sorry, 140. Answer is 8.128 into 10 power 9 mm Newton mm, which you can rewrite as 8128 into 10 power 6 Newton millimeter. Or 8128 kilonewton meter. Okay. If you have any doubts in this problem, you can ask. It's all very simple procedure only. Okay. We'll move on to the next problem. Problem number, how many completed? Now 3 problems are over. Note on the fourth problem. Students, yesterday I given one assignment and I given one quiz. Okay. All of you submit within the due date. Okay. Few students still not have submitted the first assignment. Okay. You all know that the assignment has got some marks, right? 20 marks you have. If you are not submitting, you won't get any marks. Okay. Therefore, you all need to submit if not submitted it. Okay. Still some people not submitted the assignment 1 itself.
Sir?
Yes.
Sir, you return back the IA papers, sir, after the correction, but it is showing no points available.
Yeah, did it in the Excel sheet. Actually, I'll allocate the marks. Okay. Other subjects allotted, huh?
Yes, sir, it's showing in the Teams only, sir, the allotted marks, but in
Allotted
this,
marks
it's
it is
showing
for
no
other subjects
points
it
for
is showing, huh?
Yes, sir.
Okay. It is there with me. The marks list I will share you. Okay, I will allocate through MS Teams only.
Yes, sir.
Okay. The assignment quiz, it will not take hardly 2 minutes. All of you attend the quiz. That is the quiz itself not attended. Few students. Okay, all of you attend. Okay, timely submission is very important. Okay, assignment 2, I have given 2 problems. Okay, 2 problems, just solve it and upload within the time. Okay. And seminar report still have to receive around 12 people. Yesterday when I checked, 12 people still they are not submitted. It has got 50 marks, students. Remember, for seminar report, 50 marks is there. Okay, if you are not submitting, it will not be allotted. Okay. So today is the last date. Write the four problem. Take 2 minutes time. Finished?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So you just go through it. I think I pasted it. A post-tensioned beam with unbonded tendons Okay, the tendons are unbonded, not the bonded tendons. They are unbonded. Unbonded tendons means what? Here, this table 11 is not applicable. Okay, this is applicable with post-tension tendons having effective bond. Okay, but the case given in this problem is unbonded tendons, so we need to refer table number 12. Okay, for unbonded tendons. Okay, a post-tension beam with unbonded tendons is of rectangular cross section having 500 mm width and 1000 mm depth. Cross-sectional area of pre-stressing steel is given. Effective pre-stress after all the losses is given. Span is given. Grade of concrete is given. Length of the beam is given. We have to estimate ultimate moment of resistance. Okay. So the difference here is we need to refer table 12 for finding FPU and XU. Okay, that is the difference here that we'll solve now. Solution. So here it is said that post tension beam with unbonded tendons means table 12. Refer table 12. Okay, to find APU and XU. Write the cross section. B is equal to 500 D, small d only, effective depth only. Okay, 1000 mm. It is directly given. D is equal to 1000 mm. Okay, this is pre-stressing steel. Now write other data given. Area pre-stressing steel AP is equal to 3000 mm square. Effective pre-stress after considering all losses. Pre-stress after all losses is equal to FPE is equal to 1000 MPa. Okay. Then what else is given? Grade of concrete is given. FCK is equal to 40. Then length is equal to 15 meter. Okay. You have to find moment of resistance. For rectangular section, we have the direct step. Okay. Just refer this, note this formula. Okay. Substitute everything. You get APU and XU by this table number 12. Okay. Just calculate APU XU using table 12 and substitute here. You will get the moment of resistance. Okay. For rectangular, there is no any assumption like that. Directly note this formula. Below, right? Moment of resistance. You know that moment of resistance mu is equal to, the formula is FPU into AP D minus 0.4 to XU. Page number 59. Okay. Now you need FPU and XU. Area of pre-stressing steel AP, it is given. Okay. AP is equal to 3000 mm square, and effective depth is given as 1000 mm. Only the thing is you need to find FPU and XU. Okay. To find FPU and XU, go to table 12. That is unbounded condition. For unbounded condition, using table 12, we need to find this FPU by FP and XU by D value. Okay. For that, we have to calculate this ratio AP FP divided by BD FCK. To find FPU and XU. AP FP divided by BD FCK. We need to find area of pre-stressing steel is known, B and D is known, FCK is known, but we need actually this FP is the initial pre-stress. Okay, FP is the initial pre-stress, but in the problem he has given a pre-stress after all losses he has given. Okay, in such cases, whatever the pre-stress after losses is given, no, that only you take. That only you take. Okay, so here you can rewrite the equation with respect to the AP into FPE divided by BDFCK. Okay, initial pre-stress is not given. In such case, he has given pre-stress after all losses, that only you consider. AP is equal to 3000 into FPE is 1000 divided by 500 into 1000 into FCK 40. How much you will get?
0.15, sir.
0.15.
0.15.
0.15. Next, just go to the table. See, in this table, corresponding to this constant AP, FP divided by BD, FCK and L by D ratio, you need to choose this value. Okay, you need L by D ratio as well as, that is effective span to effective depth ratio you need. Okay, that also you find here. Effective span. See, in the previous table, that is in table 11, you have the direct values corresponding to these ratios. Okay, but in table number 12, it depends on two factors. One is APFP divided by BDFCK and L by D. Okay, depending upon these two factors, we have to identify what is the value of FPU by FP and XU by D value. So you find effective span divided by effective depth. Effective span divided by effective depth, that is L by D ratio. L by D ratio. Length of the beam is given as 15 meter. 15 meter and effective depth is 1000 mm. 15 meter we convert it into mm. 15,000 divided by 1000. Okay. What is the ratio you will get? You will get 15. Okay. Now using this table corresponding to AP by APFE divided by BDFCK is equal to 0.15 and L by D ratio is equal to 15, you need to find the constant here. Okay, that we will do it in the next class. Okay. Okay, you get time, you try to solve by yourself. Anyway, I'll be solving this in the next class. Okay, just referring to the LYD ratio and this value, do the interpolation. You will get some value of FPU by AP. Okay, FB is known. FP you will get here also. XU by D you will get. Substituting D you will get XU. Substituting this formula, final formula. In this formula, you get moment of resistance. That's it. Okay. Answer attendance. Apurva.